Hi everyone, Ryan Jaso here again, and it's my pleasure to introduce a really good friend and mentor of mine, Gordon Hester. Gordon, thank you for coming.
Ryan, thanks for having me. It's great to see you. And fortunately not on the golf course where I get my butt kicked all the time.
We don't get to spend much time on the golf course anymore.
Unfortunately not.
We're busy building videos. So I've asked Gordon to come by, be a part of my Industry Outsiders series. It's going to allow us to briefly see things from a different point of view. So often I find myself surrounded by this landscape lighting bubble, and it helps to step outside and get a fresh perspective from time to time. So before I start firing away with questions, I want to brag about your qualifications to the audience for just a minute. Now, you spent 25 years as CEO of Roberti Enterprises. I know they're involved in lending and real estate, but you can correct me if I'm wrong on this. They're best known for building one of the largest organizations in the history of direct selling with $5 billion in sales and 50,000 employees worldwide.
Yeah, so we took a company called Juice Plus to them, and the person that I worked with, that I was a CEO for and a partner in many of the ventures, he was their number one distributor. So in, call it almost 30 years now, 100 million in commissions, almost 8 billion in sales, companies at about 15 billion in sales. So quite a story in that industry out of hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people. He's in the top 10 cumulative income earner. So yeah, we did a pretty good job building a global business, 30 countries and probably in the neighborhood of 100,000 distributors now, so pretty large network.
Okay. All right. Did everybody hear that? There's something to tap into. There's some insight. Two on the list. You were elected to the Advisory Council at Wake Forest Entrepreneurial Program. I didn't even know they had entrepreneurial programs in college. I don't think we did at Florida State. We were chopping a lot of things. And your son Connor is a senior there now, correct?
Yeah, the years are going by pretty quick. Yeah,
Tell me about it.
I didn't know, when I went to Wake, I didn't know they had an entrepreneur program either. And I had met with one of the executive people there, actually two of them, through a mutual contact when Connor was looking at the school and sort of talking about my background. And when I went there, they asked if I would be on the advisory council of the entrepreneur program. And at the time, it was kind of exciting because I love working with kids, I love working with entrepreneurs. And their program was in a really big transition. So it was coming out of sort of a very much of a sole proprietor type model into bringing in a new guy that was had built a massive entrepreneurial program at Cornell called E-Labs. And so the program's in transition, sort of a re-imaging, and I love being part of that. I love working with the kids. So it was a lot of fun, and Wake's a great school with great kids, but the entrepreneur program is pretty big there. Matter of fact, they're kind of, it's their minor in entrepreneurism is the biggest minor on campus.
Oh.
When I first was there, over half the students in a liberal arts school were taking a minor in entrepreneurism.
Oh, very cool.
And it wasn't always about starting a business. A lot of it is about the mindset that goes with entrepreneurism, and they call it intrapreneurship, the idea of being entrepreneurial in somebody else's culture. That's a big part of it too. So they teach them how to think and the mechanics around being successful in your own business or helping somebody else be successful in theirs. Yeah, it was a good thing for me. And Connor's now a senior. I can't believe it. I just dropped him off the other day, and he got into their business school, and he's been working with me for 3 years. And as you know, got to help you on Lighting Boss.
Yeah.
And smart young man. He's also part of my tech company, so him and I are kind of locked arms in a lot of things right now.
I just said both of us will be working for him soon.
Maybe sooner than we'd like to admit. Hopefully not before this video's done.
Three on our list. You were asked to be part of the Industry Research Committee for the DSA, the Direct Selling Association. I know you've got a lot of expertise there in that direct selling. It certainly transitions into other businesses as well, but you're big into the direct selling market.
Yeah, definitely have a lot of history in that space, and it's a big worldwide distribution channel and a business opportunity channel. So call it 200 plus billion in annual sales, 170 plus countries, 116 million entrepreneurs in it, so pretty large. And the DSA is sort of the lobbying arm, fighting all the legislative and political battles. And I'm a bit of a data nut, so I've been around it a lot of years. They had approached me about being part of the research committee to actually help transform that too. We're looking to do better research, try to figure out how to help the members more. So love being a part of it. Really smart people in there, and I get to see all the data and study things. And it's kind of one of the things I learned early on in business. I tend to be very intuitive because I believe experience is the best teacher. But as time has went on and big data and technology has become a bigger part of things, I tend to be very much data driven. So I tend to look at things to confirm what I know or to learn new things. So this gave me a chance to do that in the Direct Selling Association. And just like with Wake, at the end of the day, it's always about service. It's always about impacting something. So this is an industry I've been part of that I can add value to. So I was happy to get positioned to impact it differently.
Mm-hmm. Well, the last thing on the resume, it's funny, it's not on your resume. It would have been number one on my resume. The Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt is actually how we met.
Yes.
Through Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Had I tapped out Rickson Gracie, that would have been above my name on the resume.
Yes.
Let alone, you don't think corporate America's ready for that yet?
I think had I tapped Rickson Gracie out, I would have made it number one too. But with Rickson, it was just a matter of how many times I tapped anytime training. But yeah, it was a fun part of my life, and certainly beat up from it from years of doing it. But it's funny, this weekend I saw one of my original students, Steve Hall, who now has 8 schools, and as I look back on it, most of the people I've walked in the school wouldn't know me anymore, even though I kind of started the school in Sarasota and was big at the early days of mixed martial arts and the UFC, and kind of know a lot of the people in that, and actually coach some of the people in that. But now they wouldn't know me, but I look at it and I'm like, wow, thousands of people's lives have been impacted because I opened a school and was willing to invest into sort of the growth and development of other people. So it was another area of my life where I felt like I made an impact, and it's still growing even though I'm not that involved with it anymore. I'm the old retired guy, and I'm going to keep it that way.
I feel like I'm the old retired guy in part of it too.
You just got smarter before I did.
Yeah, maybe that's true. Before I start firing away with some questions, I want you to understand one thing about our audience.
Okay.
Short attention span. So we could talk for hours. This is going to be our challenge here. Because I know Fortune 500 companies pay you to stand up and give seminars, lecture for hours on end. We're going to keep it tight.
Okay.
So we're going to pick 3 or 4 topics. We're going to discuss those just in 3 or 4 minute segments, and I think you guys are going to get a lot out of this. We're going to take a short break and start firing away with topic number 1 in just a second.